Hello, ladies and gentlemen, this is Malikicowtipper, going to be bringing you another game of StarCraft 2 tonight. Tonight my opponent will be Fides, I believe is how we pronounce his name, Diamond League 1v1, and I'm just going to jump right into the replay right here because this is a very cool game. There's a lot of stuff that a person can take away from this game, good things to highlight about, especially my opponent right here. And this game just ended up being so awesome between the two of us that he actually added me to my friends list. The guy seems pretty cool, and I thought this game was very noteworthy, definitely worth bringing up to YouTube at least, so I hope you guys enjoyed. I will be spawning as the Red Zerg in the lower left-hand corner of Xel'Naga Caverns versus Fides, the Blue Terran, in the upper right-hand corner of Xel'Naga Caverns. So I'll be casting 2 games of ZvT, just because Terran is still the race that I think I have the hardest problem with as far as a Zerg player goes, and maybe it's just me, maybe other Zerg players have found a really good way to counter Terran, but I feel I'm very solid ZVP. My ZVZ skills could use a little bit of work, but, I'm getting way, way better at that matchup. But this is something that I always just kind of shudder a little bit when I see that my opponent is Terran, because it's just they've got so many good ways that they can counter, what I do from Zerg, but that's not to say that they're not beatable, Zerg can definitely beat Terran. I don't want to fall in the whole, oh, Terran is overpowered bandwagon, because I think as long as you're doing it correctly, as long as you're playing smart, and look at that, transferring his SCV over, be putting a fresh one right over here. It's just good play and not to let me continue to harass those SCVs, which I will be doing with my drone. Let's pull up the income tab over here. So, 13 to 12, and there we go, pulling a couple SCVs off the line. He's not going to let me, continue to harass this guy over here just because he knows that he needs to get that up, and there goes the wall in. So, my scouting with that drone is done. And I will be choosing to go with a fast expand on this map, and I haven't previewed this, so if I sound a little bit surprised at what I see him put up or anything else, I just played the game about an hour ago. I like to cast the games right after I play them because it's all still fresh in my memory, but I suppose the rush distance on this map, not bad, and I think just the fact that it's easy access to this fast expand is definitely nice, but easy access to be attacked, and I've talked about this, I know, in 2 separate videos about the behind corner, all the area up front. To me, I just use this area as massive mobility for my Zerg army. It's so easy to position your army right here, and then just have a huge flanking area. This is something that not a lot of maps offer, so I actually think this is a very Zerg-favored map. I tend to do very well on this map, and for creep, just drop a queen, creep tumor, spread it around the entire thing, and you can actually put it right up through the space, block off that expansion, and come up here. It's out of the beaten path, and they generally won't think to, scan over there or send troops over there. They're going to send an overlord out right away. I find it's really crucial to get an overlord right back here so you can see where your enemy is going to be expanding at. But anyway, enough of that. I have 1 barracks going down with the reactor on it, so we could be seeing some early marine play, just some early marine harass, and another supply depot going up. And we take a look. I'm ahead by 2 harvesters right now, continuing to go up. My spawning pool's up. White gas. This is something I have been forgetting to do when I go for this fast expand build, because for me, I'm getting it down a little bit better, but I've really only started doing this within the last week or so because I got so set into my 14 gas, 15 drone, 14 pool build that I know I need to try something else because this build is so powerful. It alleviates the need to get a queen right away, or you can drop creep tumors, although as you can see, this build does tend to give you a little bit of extra minerals. As you can see, I've got that right here, so putting these queens down, but I'm going to drop creep tumors with, well, nope, spawn larva with her. I'm pretty sure I use this one to drop creep tumors right away, just because until you have both these bases a little bit more saturated, as you can see, I've got a long way to go on that. You really don't need 2 queens going, pumping the larva, because you'll just have a lot of larvae that you can't quite use at the moment. Not to say that I'm not sitting on plenty of minerals right now, so, once this first pop gets done over here, it'll be a little better. And what I find is that get these 2 up, and then if you look at his base right now, he's only got a couple marines, but a person wanting to do a little bit of a push out, and I completely missed the tech swap to the factory with the reactor. So this is something that you don't see too much in the lower league plays, these Hellion harasses, but seem to be very popular in the higher leagues just because 14 damage to, Zerglings. That's basically what these things are good for taking out, is these little Zerglings. And as you can see by looking at this, guess who hasn't even started his speed upgrade? And there is Hellions, 4 of them out on the field. This is going to be so difficult to deal with. And this build, I believe, called Destiny Cloudfist, where you get a barracks, you get a starport, and then you get Hellions, so this is going to be the ultimate harass right here. Going to come in with Hellions, then going straight to Banshees. Probably has that cloak underway. Oh, excuse me, take a look at the production tab. I've got 6 more Zerglings coming out, a Bangling Nest coming out, and these Hellions are just going to control the Xel'Naga right now. 3 Hellions, 3 Marines. Kind of a menacing looking little force right there. I've got a decent number of Zerglings up this Queen, pooping her creep tumors right over through here, trying to spread my overlords throughout the map. And actually I catch these, you know, I see these guys right here, so at that point I know that the Hellions are coming. And right there, 12 more units of Zerglings, my speed goes down, all of a sudden I'm like, holy crap, how am I going to deal with these things? And my creep tumor actually will live, pretty awesome. So Queen definitely good for helping hold us back, but wow, just look at those Zerglings just absolutely fried. Pulling back a little bit, and I need these Zerglings. I'm continuing to pump more of them out there. I'm just going to need to throw Zerglings at this. I need to bait them in, then get close, hopefully back into a corner, and get us around. Alright, there go the Marines, and this. Alright, sorry for the little break in the video right there. Anyway, let's... I really got to get better about this. Oh, my sound was right where it should have been. Anyway, let's pretend that I didn't just do that, so I will manage to take down the Hellions. I think that one manages to skirt away. Let's see here, 4 kills. We take a look at the units lost right here. That wasn't too bad. That could have been a lot worse, you know. It's always a good thing not to saturate this, you know, too quickly right away. Get that main, get that saturated, and then work on doing this one, because what if those Hellions had gotten around here? What if he had been working on that pre-igniter? But that Hellion harass is probably going to stop right there, because 2 Cloak Banshees coming in, so this is something that I think is underplayed again in the lower leagues, and right now I'm #1 in my Platinum League as of this cast, and I'm afraid this is something I'm going to start to see more of. This pair of Cloak Banshees can be so deadly, because I'm not ready for it. I've got 1 Queen here, 1 Queen here, and realistically, 2 Banshees. 1 Banshee kills a Queen, 2 Banshees murder a Queen. Hardcore. So right here, I catch him. You know, he's just going to come in, and I saw these, and I thought these were medevacs. I'm like, haha, I've got my Speedlings, and then, son of a. So, he's cloaking up, my Queen is running over here, and he's actually going to delay my Spire, because he's going to force me to cancel it. There's no way that these 2 Queens are going to be able to deal with these. I get my Queen up there, and all of a sudden, wait, I don't have any detection, so I'm just on a ball. Cancel my Spire, and then he's just going to pick off my Queen. I managed to heal that one before that one dies. And right here, I'm just facepalming because I'm losing drones. Look at this. They've killed almost 1,000 resources worth. And they're just sitting here sniping everything. And now, I transfer my drones over here. What's he going to do? And I don't even have creep connecting these guys, so I've got these tumors out here. Great creep spread, but not between my bases. This is just absolutely ridiculous. And I don't even know how many drones he has killed, but scan going down. And I've got to wait until I get more Queens out. I've got a Queen coming out there. I've got a Queen coming out there. And right here, he actually flies his Banshee away, but you can see just how quickly they take these things out. And he's just going to sit here and he's going to snipe this hatchery down. And right now, I decide I'm actually going to send my Zerglings out almost in desperation to try to delay what's probably going to be an expansion. This was an act of luck that I managed to get that down. And as you can see, this Queen's just going to get sniped out. I'm actually going to try to pull her back, but the Zerglings are out, and that's going to force him to not be able to land this, and he's going to have to send out his Marines and Hellions, which will easily be able to deal with my Zerglings. I guess I can feel comfortable that, you know, after we're going to be losing about 26 Zerglings, that they'll delay that expansion and get a few measly kills, but, you know, over here, I managed to kill those Banshees. They're gone, but this hatchery's torn up. I've got a lot of Queens out in the field now as I needed them, and just look at that. Look at the massive pickup that he had from there. We were even in resources lost, and now I'm triple what he was at. And all these